I'd like to call this meeting of the Horn Lake Board of Aldermen to order. As you know, we are blessed to have 4 returning aldermen and 3 new aldermen, and we thank everyone for coming tonight. Good government depends on the participation of the citizens, and I hope you will continue to come for the rest of the year. At this time, I'd like to ask Alderman Bostic to lead us in the implication.
Let us pray. Our Father, we just thank you for this opportunity that we have as elected officials to serve this great city. Father, help us in the decisions that we make that will be led by you, Father, Lord, and just bless each person that's here tonight, each family, and Lord, just bless this city. In your Son's name we ask, amen.
Thank you, sir. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Alderman Michael Geis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. That sounded really well. Thank all of you so much. At this time, I would like to ask the Honorable Judge Percy Lynchard to please come forward. We are honored tonight that Judge Lynchard will administer the oath to the board and to myself. I see he's behind me now. All right. Everybody will stand up at one time in front of the flags, please.
Gentlemen, it is an honor, and ladies and gentlemen, I should say, it is quite an honor to administer this oath to you. I know that you've gone through a whole lot to get to where you are today, but trust me, it gets worse. I say often when I swear people in that today you're going to be sworn in, tomorrow you're going to be sworn at. That's just public life. But I appreciate all of you giving of your time, your talents for the benefit of the community. Wish you all the best in the next 4 years. I know that you'll do an excellent job for all of you. Let me have all of you raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible that they have in front of you. I'm not going to ask you to repeat it. I'll just state the oath, and all you have to say is, I do, if you in fact do. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi and obey the laws thereof? That you are not prohibited from holding the office of Alderman for the city of Horn Lake, Mississippi, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right, Mayor. Is this our 4th term? 3rd term. Okay, you've been around, so I wasn't sure. All right, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi and obey the laws thereof? That you are not prohibited from holding the office of Mayor of the city of Horn Lake, Mississippi, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of that office upon which you are about to enter, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations, Mayor. If I can help you in any way, let me know.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to do them in this?
Again, Judge Lynchard, many thanks for you come up here tonight. Take your time to do it. Mrs. Vanessa Lynchard, thank you for letting him come. We certainly do appreciate it. Roll call. Please, sir.
Alderman Klein. Here. Alderman Bledsoe. Here. Alderman Geis. Here. Alderman Bostic.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderman Dupree. Here. Alderman Young.
Here.
All right. That's your first roll call. Nice seeing every one of y'all. Look forward to the next 4 years. Do y'all want to take the break now and eat the refreshments before we get started on it? We will take about a 15-minute pause. Step back there and enjoy the refreshments, and thank you for being here tonight.
How many you got? 14?
Oh, you got back from the beach?
I did. I came back yesterday.
Jordan went down.
You what? I would. That's a heck of a vacation right there. That's nice. Nice, congratulations to you. I hope so. We will see.
Y'all get a wide angle in.
I know, Billy had to come down here, it's like, okay, wait a minute, they're not all there.
Back up.
Did you miss her? No, she's in the back. Right by the door to the left. In front of the hall.
okay to have water. As long as it's not brown water.
Yes, sir.
Ow. Ow.
And if you don't clean up pretty good, don't you?
Once a year.
Or a redneck.
Hey, once a year. I go borrow ties and shirts and coat.
You got a tie matching shirt,
Yeah.
it don't matter.
Can you make me look halfway decent?
Yeah.
No. I'll go next time. Yeah, people now starting to call again. Wanting their whole pothole fixed. I said, well, okay.
I was pretty close to coming by your house and calling the code enforcement. One house was overlooked. Tore the old fence down to a new fence up. And then they left a lot of fences out there on the street. Finally got it bad. I stopped by there the other day and asked them what the plan was.
Yeah, the city don't, if you hire somebody to do it, and you put it out there, the city don't pick it up.
Well,
They supposed to haul it up. That'd be ours, especially in my neighborhood, they cut down trees.
So, they sitting here, man, I got them here.
And they hire people.
Chicken been
do
here?
that to say all the city.
Well, they don't talk as much as that.
No, he
Especially
didn't.
when it gets looking bad.
They don't do it for another 4 years.
Maybe,
They used to be on here.
maybe.
Like PJ said, you swear in tonight, tomorrow we'll be swearing at you.
I won't tell him that they ain't stopped. Yeah, that was when you was running that. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I mean, they gotta turn around and elect their chairman and their vice chair.
You've been in a lot of these places.
Secretary.
You know, where's the midland?
I haven't. Chad would be a natural. Chad would be.
Yeah, and I don't know if Jackie is going to keep Linda.
I hope.
She was secretary.
Yeah, did a good job. Hey, Mike, you're keeping Chad on the planning, aren't you? Yeah, good.
And my opponent was gonna keep it too.
Huh?
She was, with the lady, she was keeping it.
Yeah, yeah, he's good.
She actually asked me
Yeah.
what I thought was good.
Oh, that's your,
Yeah.
yeah. I ain't met him at one time. All this stuff.
I'm thinking about it.
What's that?
I said, I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie to anybody and say I'm not.
I can tell you
Thinking
one
about it.
thing, one person that isn't. Me.
One time's enough.
Hey, I ain't running for nothing.
It doesn't pay as much as
Oh, let me get the wetness off my hand. Thank you. Your name? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the name, Clintonberry, yeah, yeah.
Well, don't get me confused with my brother Sean. He's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
I'm usually one of his.
Gotcha.
If you hear Sean trying to walk away, it's pleasant.
Okay. I'll take that advice.
Good. How are you?
I got a piece of cake.
That's good.
Everybody, if you want, stand. It don't matter.
Oh, what are we
Is this
doing?
good or you taking a picture for my photographer for us?
What now?
Taking a picture for my. Guess I can take my mask.
All right, thank you. Panoramic.
Panoramic 3D.
Y'all all ready? All right, hope everybody got something to eat. Thank y'all for making those delicious refreshments. Ms. Limbo and whoever else was involved, thank y'all so much. And Mr. Jim Robinson, thank you, sir. All right, first item on the agenda is a vote on the municipal docket. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
make a motion to approve the municipal docket.
We have a motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young,
Yes.
Alderman Dupree,
Yes.
Alderman Johnson,
Yay.
Alderman Bostic,
Yay.
Alderman Geis,
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe, Alderman Klein.
Yes.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Number 2, the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Johnson.
I motion that we accept the consent agenda, items A through K.
Do we have a second
I'll
to the
second.
motion by Alderman Johnson?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Second by Alderman Bostic. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, please, sir.
Alderman Klein,
Yes.
Alderman Bledsoe, Alderman Geis, Alderman Bostic,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Dupree,
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Number 3 on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is the claims docket. Do we have a motion?
Mayor.
Alderman Bostic.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the claims docket as long as funds are budgeted and available. The general fund, $384,911.62. The bond, is that the first one? Okay. Bond funded cap project expense, $460,029.36. Library fund, $2,986.84. Economic Development Fund, $5,931.18. Utility Fund, $165,089.05, for a total docket of $1,018,948.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. The motion was by Alderman Bostic. The second by Alderman Bledsoe. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young,
Aye.
Alderman Dupree,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Bostic,
Aye.
Alderman Geis, Alderman Bledsoe, Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Moving on down. Number 4, new business. First one is a resolution for cleaning private property, which is a public hearing, which I now declare open. Is there anyone to speak about this property? Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
I'm Calvin Freeman, 1398 Arbor Lake Drive North. I see you have some parcels numbers. I'm not sure if they're the parcel number that were turned in from Arbor Lakes. I'm trying to verify, because we've been putting some requests in on the open field on the north side of Arbor Lakes, and the east side haven't been cut.
All right, so but this is about this property here, 2650 Waverly.
Right, you got some parcels numbers on the list.
Just one.
We're trying to verify, or the properties that's on that Or we going by by the address? How we going about doing it, Mayor?
I'm not quite understanding. Is what-
He's
Mayor.
wanting to know if that parcel is the one that they reported.
Not the Waverly, but I checked
one that's
outside, you
just
got some
the parcel.
parcels
The other
numbers
parcel
with no
numbers.
address
He
on
wants
it.
to be sure to see if those are the ones he's
Okay.
interested in being cut.
Are those the ones that they requested?
It is not the one that you had emailed about. This was,
Okay.
this has to be submitted weeks and weeks ahead of time, so
Okay, so,
that one will be to come.
okay.
All right,
Yes.
but you are gonna put it on for the next meeting?
It got turned into code, so it goes through their process.
Okay.
I mean, Chief could speak to that better, but it has been turned in.
It's been
Thank
over
you.
6 weeks since I did a follow-up on it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
That's why.
well, please, we thank you for all you do to keep the city looking good, Mr. Freeman. Anybody else out there? Any remarks? If not, I declare this public hearing closed. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I make a motion to approve the cleaning of private property as listed.
Motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
Aye.
Second by Alderman Dupree. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Aye. Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Letter B. Do we have a motion for letter B?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I make a resolution to approve the appointments of Mississippi Municipal League voting delegates.
Motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second to the motion?
I second.
Second by Alderman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Letter C. Do we have a motion for letter C?
Mayor,
Alderman Johnson.
I'd like to motion the approval of funding and travel expenses to the MML Summer Conference in Biloxi, Mississippi from July 25th through July 29th, 2021 for Alderman Bledsoe, Alderman Geis, Alderman Dupree, Alderman Young, Kelsey Bishop, Arian Linville, David Linville, and Jim Robinson.
Do we have a second to the motion by Alderman Johnson?
Mayor, I'll second.
Second by Alderman Dupree. Is there any discussion? Mr. Jim, roll call, please, sir.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Letter D.
Mayor,
Alderman Bostic.
I make a motion to request approved payment of pay estimate number 1 to Excavators Incorporated for the two-lane bridge replacement in the amount of $81,386.50.
Alderman Bostic makes that motion. Do we have a second to that motion? Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. We're on letter E. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Johnson.
I'd like to motion a request to approve bid for diesel engine replacement of the Public Works 2008 Ford Super Duty one-ton pickup at a cost of $14,830.84.
Do we have a second to to Alderman Johnson's motion?
Second.
Second by Alderman Geis. Any discussion?
Mayor,
Yes, sir. Alderman Dupree.
where will this be taken care of at? What business?
Mr. Gary.
Did you get a bid on that, or is that just standard where you?
I got that, and I got one from Lewis Ford,
Okay, I was just wondering, $14,000 for an engine.
Yeah, it's the same people that did the one for the fire department,
Okay.
same engine.
Is that installed, Mayor?
Who asked that? I didn't hear the question.
It is installed.
Is that installed, sir?
Okay.
Anything else, Alderman Dupree?
No, that's it, Mayor.
Alderman Bledsoe, anything else?
No, sir.
Anyone else have any questions or comments?
I was just gonna say, the Burleson bid is in your packet. I had emailed out, the second bid that, Mr. Gary had gotten today, emailed that to you. It was in excess of, 22,000. Base price is 16,000, but it was well over, this bid.
Anyone on the board have any questions, comments? Thank you, sir. If there being none, roll call, please.
Alderman Klein?
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe?
Aye.
Alderman Geis?
Aye.
Alderman Bostic?
Aye.
Alderman Johnson?
Aye.
Alderman Dupree?
Aye.
Alderman Young?
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Letter F, do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I make a motion to approve the health insurance coverage renewal for medical, dental, and vision with United Healthcare effective October 1, 2021, with a $1,500 individual employee deductible with premiums to be paid by the city, with the exception of biweekly payroll reductions as follows: employee $0, employee spouse $147.31, employee and children $103.60, and family coverage is $259.18.
Do we have a second to the motion by Alderman Geis?
I second.
Second by Alderman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Mayor,
Alderman Young.
all I'd like to say is I want to thank AJ, our human resources person. Our costs didn't go up at all. That right there is awesome. You're to be commended for what you did. I appreciate all your hard work and due diligence in protecting the workers of this city. That's what we need. That's dedication. Thank you.
Well, your comments are right on target. She did an awesome job for us. Any other comments?
We do need to also add in there about the life insurance. The life insurance, I would like to ask the board to increase the insurance to $50,000. That would also give an additional $50,000 if one of our employees died by accident in the government. That would give them $100,000 total cost for life insurance. And this time, with the way our society is, I think it's important to ensure that the families are taken care of. It should be having an effect.
Sorry. Let me just back up. Okay, so the new plan, of course, what you're approving tonight is the $1,500, the deductible going to from $2,000 to $1,500. The primary care doctor visits would change from $40 to $25, and specialist physicians would change from $60 to $45. Our out-of-pocket maximum would increase from $4,000 to $5,000, but the majority of our employees are most concerned about the deductible and doctor visits. That's their copays, and relatively a few people ever hit their out-of-pocket maximum each year. So we believe that the plan design would be better for the majority of our employees, and this is actually at no additional cost. We did start at a 20% renewal, and we were able to negotiate down to a 0%. So this is was a lot of work on a lot of people's parts, and I do want to thank everybody. This took a lot of work. This could not have been done without our employees doing their part as well. We are always looking for ways to make our benefits more competitive. With that being said, United Healthcare has agreed to increase our current life and accidental death and dismemberment insurance from $30,000 to $50,000 on each employee, making it a total package of $100,000 on each employee should he or she die from an accident. Given our current climate, I'm extremely concerned about the safety of our employees and felt that the additional insurance was a must. The total cost for this per year would only be an additional $627 annually.
May I
So,
interrupt you just a moment? That's total. That
That's the-
covers, it's only less than $1,000 extra for the whole staff, all the employees.
that's correct, yes, sir.
That's wonderful.
So that is what I'm asking for this evening, is for you to approve, the board to approve that we stay with United Healthcare with our current provider. We moved the deductible from $2,000 to $1,500, which will help our employees. Our doctor visits will go from $40 to $25. Specialists would go from $60 to $45. And then our life insurance would go from $30,000 to $50,000 with an additional $50,000 should an employee die by accident, God forbid. So I'm asking for the motion to approve the recommendation to renew our benefits with United Healthcare for our medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, and to remain with our current broker, Mr. Jonathan Frisch, who has worked diligently in respecting my request for ensuring that our employee benefits remain competitive and in line with today's environment, and respecting how our tax dollars are being utilized. That is always our top priority. Thank you.
Don't sit down, please, ma'am. It's just remarkable that you did all this with a 0% increase.
Again, I give the thanks to our employees, to our department heads. It's not all AJ. I just negotiated. I could not do this with the department heads doing their safety reports, talking to their employees, the employees doing their part by asking for generics when they go to the doctor. By them asking for generic prescriptions, by them going to urgent care facilities on the corner versus the emergency room. All of this helps keep our costs lower. When they do this, it makes my job much easier to negotiate our insurance renewal. So it takes everybody doing their part in order for this to happen. So again, it takes all of us to make this happen. So I thank everybody for their part.
Well, you are absolutely correct. I want to thank the department heads for stressing the safety lectures and for all the other points that Ms. AJ talked about. All of us are in this together. Does anyone on the board have anything to say?
Yeah.
Alderman Bostic.
Is there a deadline when this has to be signed and completed and done?
Now.
No, I'm just asking, because you added a whole lot of more information on there that wasn't on the agenda for us to approve, and I didn't know if it was something that we needed to add to the agenda at the next meeting to make sure we got everything done there.
No, we just need to lock everything in. This all goes into effect October 1.
Mr. Cameron.
I was just going to clarify with Mrs. Linville that the only thing that we need to add to the motion that's already been made and seconded is life insurance
Correct.
with our current broker.
The life insurance is already with our current broker.
No, with all of this, medical, dental, and vision with our current broker.
Right. We're just changing the amount from $30,000 to $50,000.
I understand. The numbers on the motion and on the agenda don't change.
Correct.
Yes. Just so everybody's aware of that. So all we're doing is adding life insurance to that up to $50,000.
Correct.
The numbers aren't changing, and you want to include that this is through our current broker.
That's correct.
Okay.
Who made that motion?
Mayor, I'll amend my motion to cover that.
Thank you. Will the second still stand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything? Ms. Linville, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is there any more discussion? Are there any more questions? If not, the motion with the amendment. Roll call, Mr. Jim, please.
Alderman Young,
Aye.
Alderman Dupree,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Letter 6, isn't that a public hearing?
It is not, Mr. Mayor, just a discussion.
I don't know right now what ordinance are we talking about. I see the number. Who's leading the discussion? Who brought it up?
I brought it up, sir.
All right, Alderman
I was
Bostic.
going to ask you, before we go into the discussion of this, can we go ahead and do the mayor and alderman correspondence like we normally do, and then discuss this before we get to the department head correspondence and things?
This is not an item for executive session then.
No. This is an open discussion, and I was just saying, could we go ahead and do our regular mayor or alderman correspondence, and then we can go into letter A and discuss this ordinance?
Okay. Anybody on the board object?
What ordinance is this?
I don't know.
It's written on it.
Yeah, but what's the subject?
Is this the number?
It's just a number.
It's written out here.
The full ordinance is in your packet, and it's regarding how citizens can address the board.
Okay.
The opportunities and venues that they
All right.
are awarded to address the board.
Thank you, sir. Does anybody on the board object to the change in the agenda? All right, Mayor, Alderman correspondence, number 6. I want to thank everybody for all their hard work. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. It was really a spectacular event at the park. It seemed like the citizens really enjoyed themselves, and the 41st Army Band was outstanding. I want to welcome back our returning members and a special welcome to our new members. Again, look forward to working with every one of you to come, and want to thank all of our department heads for a job extremely well done. Alderman Klein, do you have anything for anybody or anything tonight?
No, sir.
Alderman Bledsoe?
No, sir.
Alderman Geis?
No, sir.
Alderman Bostic?
Yes, sir. I'd like to address a couple of things that transpired over the weekend. I'm sure you're all aware of Mr. Bobby Marshall's house catching on fire due to fireworks. I have talked to the city administrator, Jim Robinson, about putting on the next meeting for executive session to have a discussion about the ordinances pertaining to the fireworks here in the city. It's going to be a lot of work on our part to try to do what we can, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm on board to look out for the safety of our citizens first, and that's what I was elected to do, and that's what I plan on doing, and hopefully with this new board we can come up with some kind of solution or an answer. And a lot of times I learned a long time ago that problems can be problems, but they also can be opportunities. And those opportunities build relationships with people. And when people call you with concerns, and major concerns, it's our job as aldermen to make sure that we listen and we respect and we professionally handle it the best we know how. And with this board, I believe that we can come together and do that. And I just want to thank the citizens of Horn Lake and for all that you do. And know that my phone number and my email is available anytime. If you need anything, I'm here to help.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
No, sir.
Alderman Johnson?
Yes, sir. Just want to thank you all for being here tonight. I also want to thank all the department heads. Every single time that I have to call you guys on any single thing, it gets done. I appreciate it. I try not to nag and constantly, get in touch with you on anything that may not be as positive, but you guys are always going over and beyond what is needed and the expectations. Mr. Gary, I could probably call him just about every day to pick up Tulane North. He gets somebody on it for me. I actually get out there myself and pick it up. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. And I just want to remind everybody, no matter where you live, take pride in it. This is our city. This is where we live. If you see paper or something that is wrong, report it. Let somebody else know. We have to take pride in where we are. We are eagles. Eagles soar. So this is our neighborhood. This is our city. Let's take care of it. So I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Responsible citizens.
Thank you, Alderman. Very well said. Very well said. Like Alderman Johnson said, this is our home. We don't want to trash up our home. Please help us keep the city clean and stay clean. Alderman Dupree, anything, sir?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who supported me. I'm going to be here for you for the long haul. If you need anything, you pick up the phone and you call me. I will be here for you for 24/7. I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Drew. The parks are wonderful. The last time just before we had this fireworks show, that park was beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alderman. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And just want to thank my wife for supporting me, and that little section right there. So anyway, I just want to say thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Young.
Yeah, just right quick. This is going to be an experience that I've looked forward to for a long time. There's some awesome people sitting up here. There's some awesome people sitting down there. And this is the city's building. This building belongs to you. This is where you come to voice your concerns and your thoughts and your opinions. Yes, sure, you can call, but this is the building where you get it done. And I know these gentlemen up here. I've talked to them. I've dealt with them. And these down here, we're here to listen to you. This seat belongs to you. It doesn't belong to me. I'm here to listen to your concerns. I'm here to work with these gentlemen and these ladies and the department heads and the people in this building. But my first service is to you. Let me know if I can help you. God bless each one of you. God bless this board. And let's move Horn Lake forward. Let's take it forward together. Okay?
Thank you, sir. All right, going down to department head correspondence.
Mr. Mayor,
Oh, yes, sir.
we need to come back to 6A now.
Correct.
The letter A under 6.
Okay.
That's where Alderman
Oh,
Bostic.
I thought he wanted to go all the way through 6 and, I guess that would be supposed to be 7. Okay, you want to go back to discussion of the ordinance about citizens' hearings? Is that what it is now?
How they address the board, yes.
Okay, yes, sir. You got it, sir.
I got the floor?
You got the floor.
All right. The reason I brought this up is it's very obvious to me that the majority of the men and women on this board right here, when they were running for election, one of the key things that they said that they wanted to be the voice of the people. Not only we want to be the voice for the people, but it's time for Horn Lake to have the voice for themselves, to be able to speak before this community and this committee without having to wait 10 days to get on an agenda, respectfully, professionally, and give them 1 or 2 minutes to say something that's fresh on their mind, to address us to where we can professionally and respectfully address it back. You know, this is something that I've pushed for last year, didn't get support on this, and I feel like that it's time for the citizens of Horn Lake to have a voice. Things are going to come up just like they did this weekend. There was not time to call Jim and get put on an agenda. It was fresh. It was hurt. There was people hurting in this community for things that went on. And sometimes they just need to come and get it off their chest. And we're here to listen to them. They may have a concern where something's done wrong by an employee or a director. They didn't feel like things were handled right. Maybe they don't have a way to email. Maybe they just want to come talk. And my suggestion is to make an amendment to the ordinance that we have, still keep the ordinance that we have, but make an amendment to that to where if a citizen needs to address this board, that we need to set aside 15 or 20 minutes at every meeting and be able to listen to the citizens of what they need to say, as long as it's done in a respectful way and not pointing any fingers, to where we can do it professionally. And that's what I wanted to address to the board and see if I could get their support of doing that.
Anybody on the board have anything to say or any comments?
Mayor.
Alderman Young.
I completely agree. People should be able to walk into their building and voice their opinions. There again, the respectful word comes out. Now, I don't think everyone needs to be able to speak at every meeting. I don't think everyone needs to be able to speak on every topic. I think if it's something that is pertinent to what, such as this weekend or something like that, and we can put it in, I mean, that's only a line we can type on our agenda. You know, open it up. We don't have to open it every meeting. You know, there's ways it can be massaged. I'm all for it. I think it's I think the people need to talk to us. I mean, I put my pants on like you do. So, you know, I don't wear a dress, so I can't say anything about you ladies. But, yeah, I agree. I agree. Thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else on the board have any comments?
Mayor,
Alderman Johnson.
now I do believe that every citizen should be able to speak, but we have to have some limitations, and there has to be a process. We can't have everybody standing up every time to address us, or we'll be here all night. So there has to be some parameters or some guidelines that we must follow, so that we won't have everybody, every single meeting, trying to say something. So that's one reason why I believe this ordinance has been put into place. If we can find an acceptable solution, then wonderful. But we definitely can talk about it and get to a solution.
Exactly.
Anyone else?
Mayor,
Alderman Bledsoe.
One thing about the old ordinance, the reason it was put in, because back then we had a lot of people come, like 40 people, and all of them wanted to talk for 3 minutes or whatever, and the meeting was running real long, and I think they come up with an ordinance. So I agree with some of this stuff, and people need to be heard. I mean, they call me pretty regular at all times of night, and that's what I'm here for. So, you know, I like people to be able to come and see, but have something to say. Don't say the same thing again and again and again. Be organized. Right. And I'll listen to you all night long, but some folks have to go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Mayor?
Alderman Johnson.
I'm sorry. One thing that he said was, don't say the same thing over and over, and I heard respect from somebody. My guidelines of respect and what I need to say may not be as important to you. So we got to think about that. What's important to you may not be important to me, and what's important to me may not be important to you. So we have to look at that as well, okay? My respect might not look like your respect. So there are definitely guidelines. If we're going to change this, we have to be sure that we get it right.
Alderman Young.
I agree. And one of the ways that we could probably do this, Jim doesn't have enough to do anyway as it is. Prior to the meetings, we could have someone stand up here and take 10 questions and pass out the questions and have them turn into Jim, and Jim could ask us the question or ask the alderman of that ward the question, and we could discuss that. It would cut it down to 10 questions instead of 40 or whatever. I mean, that's just an idea. I'm not saying that's the way it needs to be. I'm just saying that's a thought that we could stick in there and do something, or 5 questions or whatever. You know, I mean, there's ways to work this, and Alderman Johnson's exactly right. I agree. I mean, we can tell each other something, and by the time it gets back around over to me, it's not even what I see it. So, you know, I think it does need to happen, but I think we do need to have some guidance. I completely agree with that, and we need to, and it's not going to happen tonight. I agree with that, but we got to start building and put this in a sieve and see what comes out at the bottom.
Anyone else?
yes, Mayor.
Alderman Dupree.
I'm in agreement with Alderman Bostic. We're here for the people. We're here for you. We need to hear from you, and I understand that there's got to be guidelines. We have got to take care of the citizens, and without knowing what they need, sometimes, like you said, sometimes What if something happened yesterday that you need to come talk to us about? You don't have 15 days, 14 days to go and talk to somebody. You need somebody right now. I mean, you got 2 weeks. I mean, I just don't understand why you have to wait so long to talk to the Board of Aldermen. I don't agree with that, but I do agree with the parameters that you need to be set forth.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Mayor,
Alderman Klein.
yes, I'm in agreement with Alderman Johnson. The citizens do need to be heard, but at the same time, you have to have structure. So we need to put together a process that, limits and it spells it out, because there's nothing like coming to a meeting and it runs on and on and on. And the next thing you know, a lot of people lose interest. But I do agree that we need to hear our citizens, and we need to make sure we get a good process put in place to where we don't repeat history where in the past where they did have maybe 30 people come in and run for 3 hours.
Anyone else?
Mayor, I think.
Alderman Bostic.
One thing that Alderman Bledsoe said, I can remember some of those meetings back at the church down here, the First Baptist Church. But we didn't have email, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have instant messenger, we didn't have text, we didn't have everything at our fingertips like we do now. So a lot of the issues that most citizens need to address, they've got us at their fingertips anyway. This is for somebody that, like I said in the very beginning, that something happened like yesterday. And I'm sure we can set some kind of guidelines for that. And I believe it can be done in a way that Horn Lake can be first doing this over above any other municipality other than the Board of Supervisors. Board of Supervisors does it at every meeting. No other municipality in the county lets their citizens speak, and it's time for Horn Lake to be first to let the citizens' voice be heard.
Anybody else? Well, I think some very valid points have been made. I agree with Ms. Johnson. And one thing, I think the reason that ordinance is like it is because citizens, when they come in, and they have every right to be heard, every right. But every once in a while, a citizen will want to answer right then. And it's not giving the alderman the opportunity to study and see what can be done to correct their problem in the future. But some people, when they come in, they expect you to answer them right then. And part of the reason for that ordinance is to give y'all time to research the problem, to research their concerns, so you can give them an answer that they deserve. So if I understand it, then y'all would like for this to be on the agenda for the next meeting? Is that the way this would be handled? There'd be a public hearing, Mr. Campbell?
That won't be required, Mayor, but we will need something in writing in ordinance form to be able to adopt it.
Is this something we need to discuss in executive session?
It's not an executive session
I'm
item.
talking to be able to rewrite it and have a discussion
No,
about how we want it.
we can talk it out here. I don't think it's
Yeah,
a legal topic, really.
certainly I and Mr. Robinson and the mayor can try to put something together in writing and present it at the next meeting.
Yeah,
Is that acceptable?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just have one last thing, Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Bostic.
I agree with you why it was written, and I understand that, because I've been in the shoes of being down there and addressing the board before. But I don't think it's any different than when a citizen emails me or texts me or calls me or sends me a picture. They want results, but the majority of the people, and you can ask any of them if they're here or any of them that I've taken care of in the last couple of years, I tell them I will get back to them and take care of them as soon as possible. I send you the information, you send it over to whichever director it is, I keep them in the loop, it's taken care of, they're happy as they can be. It's not, a lot of people don't want the answer right now. There are some that, yes, that's why I opened it up with, it's gonna have to be done respectably and professionally, and you'll be able, as a mayor, to conduct that, and and slow the ones down that want to get a little excited or whatever. But I think it can still be handled the same way that we, as directors and as elected officials and as mayor and city, anybody else that runs any business, they just want to be heard, they want to get a result, and they don't want excuses. They want to get some kind of resolve on what we can do. And I think we can do that, and it just opens up another door to let our citizens have a voice.
Anyone else comments? All right. We're going on down to department head correspondence. Chief Ryle, do you have anything for the board, sir?
I don't have anything tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Chief Ryle?
I had one.
Alderman Boston.
I don't know if you've had time to put those numbers together yet, but over the last 20 days, how many calls came into dispatch pertaining to fireworks?
I didn't look over the whole 20 days from the 15th through today, but I did look over the last, this past weekend from July 3rd through July 5th, and we had 30 over that time frame.
30 over the 2 days?
4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Right. And when the officers went out and they had the ordinance in hand to give to these, how was they accepted? Was it some of them good, some of them bad, some of it repeat, or was it?
There weren't any repeats that I can recall offhand, and I'm not aware of any pushback they got from any citizens, but yes, they did give copies of the ordinance when they went out, if they made contact with anybody.
Yeah. I'd like you to thank Scott also, Deputy Chief, because we talked about that, and it was his suggestion to print out that copy of the ordinance to where the police officers could hand that out.
And speaking of the ordinance, if I can add to that, I'm not sure who's responsible for having the Muni Code updated, which is the ordinances that are online, not through the city's website, it's third party. But you know, y'all amended the times on that ordinance in November, but Muni Code still has the old ordinance information on it, so.
Correct. I brought that to the city administrator's attention right away, and he actually put in to have that changed with Minicode. You know, one of the key things of the police department helping out in that, and you know, helping out with the ordinance, it was a good thing they were, because the 3 vendors that we had that were supposed to adhere to an ordinance that we did put in place back in November failed to do so, to hand out the times that they were supposed to be shot, and only one of the 3 vendors had the times that posted in their tents. So they were all 3 in violation of the ordinance that we put together and worked so hard on to try to curb what went on. You know, and I appreciate the police department doing their part, and I know they were out there, and I'm sorry that, you know, they got hung out, you know, running all over town, but, you know, I heard fireworks when we pulled up here a while ago, right across the street, you know, so it's like never ending, I guess. So,
Right.
thank you for everything you do, Chief.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else have any comments? Mr. Gary, you have anything for the board, please?
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Gary? Chief Limbaugh, do you have anything for the board, sir?
I do not.
I know we suffered a lot of fires.
We just don't need any fireworks.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Chief Limbaugh? I want to thank police, everybody, for all the hard work you did over the holidays, but I know the firemen had a bunch of calls right there within a 2-hour period, because I saw the time limit on the calls. I know it stressed them out pretty good. All right. Mr. Coleman, you have anything for the board?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. I just want to say congratulations to you all on the election. I know this is a special night for you and your family. I thought that the fireworks show went great Saturday night. I'd like to give a special thanks to the PD and the fire department for making things run smoothly. There were thousands of people that came out. I appreciate the citizens of Horn Lake and surrounding areas coming out.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Coleman? Like Mr. Young said, Alderman Young said, park looked wonderful, and the program was wonderful. Public Works, the park people, police, fire, all did above and beyond. Is there any estimate on how many people attended the event?
No, sir, I don't have an estimate on that.
All right, sir. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Robinson?
Yes, is the fishing rodeo this weekend?
Yes, the fishing rodeo starts at 9 o'clock this weekend, runs from 9 to 11:30.
Thank you. Are you gonna be in it, Mr. Robinson?
I will bring my son. Yes.
Oh, good.
What's the ages on that?
What's the age limit? Oh, well,
Ages?
It's all the way up to 17.
You're out, Mr. Jim. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Thank you for bringing that up. Just had to have a little fun like you do at my expense all the time. Mr. Malavasi, do you have anything for the board, sir?
You're already doing
Mr. Robinson, place that chair there.
I'd like to request some new chairs, I guess the first one.
I'll second.
Actually, Mayor, I just want to kind of brief summary of our ongoing construction projects and projects that are coming up. I guess you all are aware of the two-lane bridge project. They are basically just starting the foundation of that bridge. So, you know, that's probably not, but I mean, they're just really getting started. So you're looking at another, if they get good weather, you're looking at another month before they really have the structure where you can identify it as a box culvert. So it will be a nice bridge when they get through. Obviously, they'll have sidewalks on both sides and fence structure across it so that, you know, for safety's sake, and a crosswalk for pedestrians there. Then on the street project, I've gotten several calls on, you know, I guess the schedule of how they're going to proceed from here. And if you've been around town, you notice that there's been several streets that have been milled but not overlaid. And so we've asked them to make this a priority to make sure that they get work on those first. And he obviously knows that. But Fleetwood and Pinehurst are basically two just a block sections that they will be working on first because they are milled and there's such a short area that he's going to get those first, knock those out. Then he'll continue with Kingsview next week and get that finished up, which right now I think he just needs a little bit more milling, and then they'll finish all the final overlay. Dunbarton will be next. He's done some milling there, obviously, on the sides, and they'll come back in and overlay that street. And then after that, Spike Lane, White Sands will be shortly behind that. So for the next couple of weeks, that's kind of what we're looking at to get us through Dunbarton, probably. Then we've got a couple of things coming up, just small projects. The fire station parking lots, they are going to be here Thursday and Friday. They were going to do Highway 51 and two-lane road, but since then I found out from Chief that he's going to have some concrete work done on their drive. So we really need to get that concrete work done prior to doing the pavement work. So we will ask our guys to push this back to maybe Monday or Tuesday for that Highway 51 site. And then 305 will come at the end of the month. 301. 301 will come July the 28th, I think. That's a seal coat only. It's not overlay. It's just a seal coat to maintain what we have there. That'll be the end of the month. Then there's we have a striping project coming up, which will mainly be focused on Nail Road. I think between Tulane and Hurt Road, and then east of 51 over to Interstate Boulevard up to Goodman.
Is there any timeline on the striping job east of Highway 51, sir?
Well, they're going to be here, I think they said the 14th or 15th, depending on weather this week. So I don't know where they'll start exactly, but it shouldn't take about more than about 2 days to get all that done, I would think, 2 or 3 days.
Thank you for the good news, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything else, Mr. Benz?
No, sir.
Anybody on the board have any questions or comments for Mr. Malavasi? Alderman Dupree.
Hey, on Fleetwood, have you been over there to see that? I was just wondering.
I have, yes, sir.
Yeah, because there's potholes. It's been almost 7 weeks now.
Right.
And it is literally really bad. So what's the timeline for Fleetwood?
Fleetwood will be this Thursday and Friday.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. And he realized, and there's going to have to be some repairs done out there before they overlay it, so.
Yeah,
so-
because there's been many potholes
Right.
created since the milling.
That's right.
Anyone else? Alderman Boston.
Yeah, I spoke to Scott this morning over at Millennium, and they're having a flag raising over there on Pasadena Drive. So, I understand that was a job over there. They do have one small issue. I told them to send me a picture and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But they were very excited that job finally got completed, and I've been in touch with them from start to finish, and I know that was a job over there. Thank you for getting that done for them.
Yes, sir.
And the other surrounding businesses around there also.
Yes, sir.
Alderman Klein, did you have something?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, a few months back, you had a gentleman here present a software program, and I think Jim even said he had put something in the budget for it, for the streets and roads, and I'm just wondering if y'all ever have implemented that.
No, so we have not implemented it yet, but we are coming back with a proposal. Right now, we're kind of in negotiations with the companies that do the data collection. We had one kind of on board, but we started investigating, doing a little more checking, and found that there are several companies in the area also that do this. So we're trying to negotiate the best contract to do that, and we'll probably have that within the next couple of 3 weeks.
All right, so my question would be to Jim then is, that money has already been earmarked in your budget, so, and that's gonna carry over, I guess, what I'm saying is, we're gonna be able to get this done to where it'll be implemented with the money that's put into place in the budget before October.
Before October. The data collection probably will be done before October. And when I say data collection, that's basically, I think if you recall that particular night, we talked about the data collection being the vehicle that would travel over the streets and pick up all the information. That could be done. It doesn't take them about a couple of weeks to do that, but the problem is scheduling it, getting it scheduled. So I'm not exactly sure when we'll be able to schedule that, but by the time I had a proposal in hand, we'll know.
Yes, and then I'm sure, once, does that go through a bid process too, once you find the companies that?
No, so that would be under professional services as far as getting that done and getting a program established for street management.
I'm just wanting to make sure that we move in that direction, because without something of that nature, that will give the visibility to the people and to us on exactly what's going to occur, 12 years out.
Very good point, very well made, sir. Alderman Bledsoe.
Jim, will that money carry over after October if we don't get through it?
Well, depending on how quickly it can come before the board and you all approve it, as Mr. Vinson said, if they do the data collection, before September 30th, it can be cut out of this budget, which that's what we're hoping for. But if they do the data collection and do their part before September 30th, we can get the funds out of this year's.
So you're saying if it don't get done, then we have to redo it again after October?
We'd have to allocate some funds next year, but, maybe they can get all the data collection, that's the big part of it right there.
Yes.
Done before September 30th.
Anyone else have any questions or comments for Mr. Malavasi? Mr. Campbell, do you have anything for the board, sir?
I do not, Mr. Mayor.
Does anyone on the board have any questions or comments for Mr. Campbell? All right. Do we have a motion to go into closed determination?
Mayor, I make the motion to go into closed determination.
Motion by Alderman Boston. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein,
Yes.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Guys. Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
We're back. And I want to apologize to Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson has some good news for the citizens of Horn Lake. And when I was going through the department heads, it was my fault. I neglected to ask Mr. Robinson. My apologies, sir.
Well, I see Vince is gone, but I had already been asked by Alderman Young to start looking at chairs, and I have been looking at chairs, so hopefully those will be on the horizon, some new chairs.
I've been saying that for about 2 years.
Well, even before you, Tim Smith,
Oh, we didn't have any money.
rest his soul, had been asking for new chairs too, but
Excuse me just a moment. I was reminded by Alderman Johnson, we need a motion to come out of the closed determination. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Who? Alderman Geis.
I make a motion to come out of closed determination.
Motion by Alderman Geis. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Guys.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Klein.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Thank you, Alderman. Mr. Robinson, please.
Well, yeah, I did share that today I spoke with the Department of Finance and have been working with them on the two-lane bridge because we have to do quarterly reports on the progress because we did receive $200,000 from them. So along with, grants and state and federal funding, you have to keep up with those reports. But we did talk about some upcoming funds that I know there's been a lot of discussion out there back during the election time for a filtration system in Twin Lakes. And what they are doing, they are putting together a bond, and the way she talked about it, it's multiple cities across the state. So it's not just a bond for us, it's multiple municipalities, and it all has to do with water and sewer projects. So the bond, they'll let that out, she said, in November and December, and people will put in their bids for that, and we should know by the first of the year when we'll be receiving that. And that's $250,000 towards that filtration system. But I don't see Mr. Gary, but I think a comparable filtration system for that is about $500,000, $500,000. So we'll probably have to match some to complete that filtration system for Twin Lakes.
Thank you, sir. We thank Representative Eubanks for his hard work on this. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I make a motion to go in executive session for item A, discussion regarding the prospective purchase, sale, and leasing of lands in Ward 3.
We have a motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Second by Alderman Bostic. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. If you will excuse us. Mr. Tell, I'll be back out as soon as the board gets ready, sir. Thank you. Do we have a motion to come out of executive session?
Mayor, I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second to the motion?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young.
Yes.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Klein.
Do we have any motions to be presented?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I move to declare approximately 34 acres on the west and east sides of Interstate Boulevard, north of Nail Road, as surplus property, and to approve the sale of such property consistent with the terms as discussed in executive session.
Do we have a second by the motion
Mayor,
by
I
Alderman
do.
Geis?
I second.
Alderman Dupree makes the second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Mr. Patel, we hope to be doing business with you here in Horn Lake. Thank you, Mr. Patel, very much. If there is no other business before this honorable board, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bledsoe. Do we have a second to the
I'll
motion?
second that.
Second by Alderman Bostic. Is there any discussion? Mr. Robinson, roll call, please, sir.
Alderman Young. Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Gentlemen, if you all don't mind.